It's time for another episode of the Joshcast. Da 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 da. Excuse me. Yes. Hi, Jim Anderson, attorney. You can't use that music. That's the I Love Lucy music. I mean, I'm not charging anything, but I mean, it's a free podcast. I don't think that doesn't matter. You can't use it. It's I Love Lucy. You can't do that. In fact, I think it's horrible that you would even use somebody else's music like that. What's the matter with you? You're a worthless piece of garbage. Absolutely worthless. And on top of that, you don't dress well. You're not sexy. You don't even make an attempt to be sexy. You're a blight on the human race, sir. A blight on the human race. Would you like to be a guest on my show? Get down. Bah, ga, da. All right, well, that was awkward way to start. I shouldn't have used the Lucy intro. I don't know. That was what came into my head, and I would like to issue a formal apology to the estate of whoever wrote the music for it, and to the estate of Lucy and Desi and their children and their children's children. Just totally out of line on my part, and I wish the attorney had stayed. I really, it's nice that my self-loathing was reinforced. It really was. You don't find that too much. People are too positive. I'm not into the whole you need to have a positive attitude thing. I think the bitterness of not being who I want to be is something I want to hold on to for a while longer. We'll see how long. We'll see how it goes. I mean, certainly at least mid-40s is where I want to hold on to that. A truck just drove by. Mega Express Trucking. Man. Mega Express Trucking. We're not just fast, we're mega fast. The guy who started that company has to be a big, strong guy, I would think. When I started Mega Express Trucking, I was a 5'1" skinny Jewish man with a dream. Because I'd seen trucking companies in operation for many years, and I always felt that I could do better. That a lot of these trucking companies were fast, but they weren't mega fast. And so, I pulled up a step stool and I walked up so I could speak to my wife eye to eye, and I said, Marjorie, I simply cannot continue living unless I build a trucking empire. And she said, what? Who are you? And I said, I'm your husband. And she said, oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And then she stared out the window for an hour. And I watched her stare out the window for an hour because we were both suddenly consumed with an awareness of existential angst. But after that passed, I started the company, and it's been very successful. I would dare I say it, mega successful. Now I feel like I need to apologize to the guy who started the company. You know what? For all I know, it was a woman who started the company. Who am I to assume that it was a guy who started the company? Male chauvinist pig. That's who. That is who you are. That is what you are. Male chauvinist pig. Male chauvinist pig. Babe, how are you? I'm fine. And you, Porky? I'm all right. You're not stuttering. That's an act, all right? I am Porky Pig, and but that's an act. That seems a bit insulting to people who have a stutter. You know, now that you mention it, it is kind of insulting to people who have a stutter. But I'm a good character. Like, I'm a positive, there's a lot of positive qualities. I feel like I'm a positive role model for people who stutter. Yeah, but you notice how you're a pig that stutters? A cartoon pig that stutters? It's not a cartoon, really attractive person who stutters. It's a cartoon pig that stutters. Yeah, you're right. Boy, that is true. Maybe I stand for something that's just not good anymore. Maybe it was funny in the 60s, but now it's not. Maybe it's not so. Maybe it doesn't really work in 2019. Yeah, I don't think it does. My character, Babe, it works. Do you find it odd that we're both named our characters? Yeah, it is. It is odd. But that's what happens when you don't sit down and pre-write the sketches. And indeed, that is what happens. Feeling... I probably need to drink more water. I have no idea if... it just dawned on me. I have no idea if bottled water is really any good. And by that I mean, is it better than tap water? For all I know, it is tap water. I mean, I'm going out there on blind faith that whatever they're putting on the label is the truth. But I have no idea. In fact, wasn't there a scandal where one bottled water company turned out it was just tap water? I feel like that was a scandal. But I don't know if I can believe some of these labels. You know, these bottled water companies that they found some secluded springs in the Rocky Mountains, and it's from there they realized, we've got, from this aquifer, from this water source, we can bottle an amazing water. I have a hard time believing that. Jim. Yeah, Phil. Jim, come over here for a minute, Jim. Come over here. Sure thing, Phil. By the way, Phil, where are you from? From the mountains. Born in the mountains. Pretty sure the mountains gave birth to me. Barely remember my mother. Or my father, or my pappy as I called him. He taught me how to hunt. He taught me how to trap. Made a living selling beaver pelts. For a time. Often go 20 years without seeing another man. And sometimes I stare out the window and think of existential angst. Wait a minute, what window? I thought you live on the land. I take a window with me wherever I go, so I can stare out of it. Just the window, not anything else. That's right, just the window. When I'm alone, I like to pretend I live in a house, and I can stare out the window furtively. Why don't you just build a house? You're spoiling the poetry of it, man! You're spoiling the poetry! I live off the land. The sky is my ceiling. The ground cover is my floor. The howls of the wolves are my walls. And my window is my window. Well, at any rate, you began this conversation by asking me to come over here and look at something. Shall we continue? Yeah. Taste this water. I'd rather it be filtered first. Taste the water, man. Taste it. It's refreshing. Yes. I'm going to start me a bottled water plant. I'm going to build it right here. I'm going to bottle this water. I'm going to give the good people of the cities a taste of the cool, clear mountain soul. And I'm going to be a wealthy man. Are you still going to, after you make a lot of money and you become a wealthy man, are you going to still live off the land with only your window? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because I'm a poet. Underneath it all, I am a poet. Gotta go to the dentist again. I'm sorry, is that the end of the sketch and you're just going back into you? Yes. Right. Got it. Okay. And scene. Right. So anyway, I want to, I have to go to the dentist again. My teeth are bothering me. I'm not flossing. I'm not taking good care of myself. I'm in a down place. I'm in a depressed place. I feel like I'm not going anywhere. I feel like I'm not working hard enough. Just reading the Wikipedia article about Woody Allen. He'd write all day. Just get up, write, go have coffee, write all day. I'm not writing enough. I'm not doing enough of the work. It is not happening. So I'm in a beating myself up state of mind, a negative headspace. So the question is, what do I do to get out of the negative headspace? Or do I do anything to get out of it? It's like that episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. They're trapped by the entity. They keep trying to fly away from it. In the end, they just turn around, they fly through it, and everything turns out fine. So maybe that's what I got to do. I just got to fly through the negativity. Just let it pull me down. Let it absorb me. All around. I'm mad at myself because it's a beautiful morning, but I'm in a negative headspace, so I can't enjoy the beautiful morning. So now I hate myself. I hate the beautiful morning. I hate that Mercedes. There's no reason to even hate the Mercedes. It's a fine vehicle. Mercedes is elegant, but it's not sexy. It's not a diss on the Mercedes. Mercedes is like it's an elegant dad, but still a dad. What's sexy? Well, I guess the Corvette's sexy. Why is a Corvette sexy? Because it looks streamlined. Now, I was watching Jay Leno's Garage, and I remember he was telling me at one point, not telling me, he's having a conversation with me, but I think in the show, he was talking about what makes a car genuinely aerodynamic, and it's not necessarily the ones that look like they are aerodynamic. The one car he was driving that said is more aerodynamic than the other cars looked actually, was rounder and looked, not like a sports car almost. So the fact that the Corvette, it's that it looks aerodynamic. I don't know how aerodynamic it actually is. But it looks fast. It looks mean. It looks mean. Nice and sexy. There's something about mean. Why is it that mean, there's sexiness in being in mean? And the sort of cliche, sort of sometimes it's true, women like the bad boy. They like the rebel. The hint of that uncontrollableness, the rage. Maybe it's a primitive masculine thing. You think of animals in the wild, and the strongest, meanest male is the one that survives and propagates the species. Except for the monkeys, where sometimes the alpha male, while he's fighting one of the other alpha males, the beta male kind of sneaks in and seduces one of the ladies and then has a kid that way. And I think that's where I live. That will be, at best case scenario, I'm that guy that slides in there when no one's looking, and the woman's like, well, at least I could take you in a fight, and then off we go. That's my lot in life. Best case scenario, that's me. But I don't even think, my theory is that what I call anger, I think other people just call, he's being annoying. So I don't even know if it registers as anger to people. Or maybe it registers as anger, but it's a non-threatening anger. Because that back of their mind, maybe that's all, maybe at the end of the day, we're all just, as civilized as we think we are all just animals. And somebody gets angry, in the back of our minds, our lizard brains are going, you know what? Yeah, but I could take him. And if they're a big, huge person and they get angry, and the back of our lizard minds we're going, uh-oh, we're in trouble. I wonder if that's just at the root of everything. And when people are dating, in the back of the mind, the lizard brain is going, he's good stock. Versus the lizard mind going, I don't think our kids are going to survive in the wild with that DNA. I don't think when the aliens come, because the human race is going to destroy itself, but they want to preserve the human race, and they need specimens to help repopulate the human race, I think they're going to look at me and go, almost, we wanted to like you. Like we like you, but, we got to think about the good of the species. Yeah, sorry. I mean, but we really like you. If it were not so desperate, we'd totally take you. But it's just, we need a man. I don't know. And you've got positive qualities. Don't get us wrong. If this were a normal situation, and we'd totally be able to invite you. But I'm sorry, we can't. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And we wanted to. We talked about it. I mean, really, we agonized over this decision for a long time, because you're nice. You're nice, and it's nice is great, but in the new planet and the new harsh environment, nice isn't going to cut it. So you're going to have to die when the planet blows up in 24 hours. Sorry. I'm so sorry. We wanted it. We wanted it. We really did. But sorry. We are taking this attorney right here, who called you out on your I Love Lucy thing, which we forgive you for. But this attorney, that energy that he has, that's what we need. Did you hear that? Now you're going to die alone in 24 hours when the earth blows up. And you deserve it, because you were using that track from I Love Lucy. I don't shed a tear for you. I don't. So you get in your Honda and you drive away and you go and die, little man. You go and die. And when I say man, I barely even mean it. And I think that's a good place to end the podcast. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.